Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT. This forum will feature successful owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this forum. Be informed, be inspired.
All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. If it's your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy, originally from Uganda, currently in the United States, a proud digital business coach, a mom. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. You're welcome to our Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired. Let's have David to introduce himself a little bit, then we can dive in for today's session. David.
Oh, thank you so much, Dorothy. Good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're watching us. Welcome to this episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David. I'm an advisor on cybersecurity and a digital business entrepreneur here in the US. Welcome again. We do have a guest, Marisa from Canada. Hi, Marisa.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, so I'll give her an opportunity to come introduce herself to you, so we can get start off the show and have an experience to motivate or inspire somebody wherever you want to take advantage of digital space and how you can also improve your life. Yeah. So, Dorothy, up to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know, but David, you are kind of breaking. I don't know, people in comment section, you can tell us if David's voice was clear. I don't know if it's my side, but it was kind of breaking though. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Yeah, now we can hear you. Okay, thank you so much. So now it's time for our beloved guest for today, a coach all the way from Canada. So, hey, coach, the floor is yours. You can introduce a little bit about yourself before we can, dive into the session.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Marisa from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm a mom of 3. And I used to be a teacher in the Philippines. So, I'm originally from the Philippines. And, I'm just really proud that I am now a digital business owner.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. A former teacher from Philippines, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So could you elaborate on your journey into the digital business or the online business for our audience, and what really motivated you from a teacher to the online world?
Yes. So actually, we migrated here, me and my husband, in the early 90s. And, having a daughter already on the time, I wasn't able to get into the teaching because I have to go back to school, right? So being an immigrant here, I just jump into what job is available for me, right? I even went to school, but you know what? The thing is, like, they are asking for experience, right? I think this is one of the most how do you call it, struggle for immigrants all around the world, right? When you go to a different country, you really have to restart all over again, right? But for me, I am actually already an entrepreneur, and I actually did so many kinds of businesses, but the thing is, like, that did nothing work. But the thing that actually, um, you know, pushed me to my husband were laid off from work. On that time, there's a lot of crisis all over the world, and for me and my husband, losing our jobs, two two salaries just up like that, and we have our mortgage. There's bills to pay, and the prices of everything is increasing at that time, right? So when you're searching for something, it's kind of like you get all these ads, right? And then I saw a different kind of ad, and I was hesitant at first, but you know what? We really needed something for us to earn on the side on that time, to supplement the government aid. I just I think, yeah, the rest is history. Yeah, I'm here now.
And so you started the business in 2020 when they laid both of you off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for sharing. How can you elaborate for us a little bit? How was that journey? Being laid off, no income, but then you have to start a business where you need some startup capital. Can you elaborate for our audience out there, and probably they might get an idea or have a solution if they're really going through that situation? Because as we speak today in the United States, we're in the shutdown where most of government employees, they kind of lost their job. They don't know when they're going to be paid. They don't know when they're going to be back on their workplace. So what, like, advice, or can you elaborate on how you really managed after laying you off, and then the mind of starting up something for yourself, and how did you go about it?
Yeah, so being a parent, right? You do everything that you can, right?
Mhm.
And no matter what it is, right? You kind of like um, check it out, and the thing with me is I was hesitant at first because I think I clicked on another kind of business, online business,
Mhm.
and they were like asking me to pay, right? And I did my two payments already, and nothing was presented to me at that stage. I already gave them that money, and then when I realized, I think it wasn't for me because I think it was just for people who are already in the digital world. So that's one thing that actually made me become hesitant when this opportunity came. But you know what? I did not lose faith. I did not lose faith. I did my due diligence. I connect with someone that I know who is doing the same business. And when she told me that, after over a year of doing this business, she was able to quit her job and be present for her kids. And I said, well, it's the integrity, right? I know this person. I know her. She won't be telling a lie to me, right? That's when I actually fully, jumped in. And you know what? When I jumped in, I saw the company that we are affiliated with. I actually did it in 2008 offline. And
Wow.
no brainer. I just like jump in. And I said, I can't wait, right? I can't wait. We processed the papers right away on that very day that I did my coaching call. And you know what? Um, there's no business out there compared to this. Let me tell you, I did different kinds of businesses. Like the pots, you know, vacuums. I even did my insurance and investments. I did all my licenses to to give you that income that you wanted, the result that you wanted. This is business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. I I was just surprised when you told me that you have done this business in 2008,
Yeah.
and then now in 2020. Wow. Anyways.
It's now all online and it's better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I believe our audience out there, at least you can pick something out of it. And I've just seen a comment here from Anne. Anne, you're telling us that it's not clear but following. Is the voice, is now the sound clear? I think we had some technical issues in the beginning, but I believe we are good. Everybody in the comment section, please let us know if everything is good when it comes to sounds before we can proceed, please. All right. So, all right. I think everything is clear. So probably I'm gonna go to David if you have any comments, or you can take us to the next question.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Only the challenge that I'm seeing, your picture is
Yeah, that's sending me. You're breaking.
Okay.
All right. So as
No,
David continue, I'm just gonna go out and then I'm gonna come back shortly.
Okay.
Continue the show, guys. I'll find
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, Dorothy. And thank you for your submission, Marisa. You know, I realized that you are a skilled entrepreneur. You've done businesses before, you know, you have done businesses before. And really, this was kind of an, I don't want to call it an easy one for you, but considering that you've done this business before, offline,
Yeah.
okay, obviously doing it with the digital element makes life so easy, you know?
It was harder.
Yeah.
Offline one was easier for us. Only thing is you need more time. You need more time with that.
Ah.
Unlike our online one that you need, you don't need a lot of time, right? Because we have the system that does most of the job.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The advantage here is you don't necessarily have to be tech savvy. There's a lot of training and help that's going around that you can take advantage of. But again, nevertheless, if you're coming from that kind of background where you're used to doing traditional businesses and engaging with little or no technologies, you know, it can be an issue to find your footing, you know. But I realized that you were, because much as it presented that challenge, during the pandemic you lost income, okay? Because when people lose income, the last thing on their mind is to invest a lot of money or money into new things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you're already thinking that you're at a disadvantage, and then here you are, you're in a situation where you have to jump onto something to, you know, start or invest money. So, but with your kind of a background that you've done businesses before, obviously, I know deep inside there was the element of, you know, this is a risk I can take, you know, because having no income at all doesn't put me at an advantage. So I have to do something. So maybe that made things a little easier for you. And again, I wanted to ask you how you were able to identify that this is a good opportunity for you. Didn't you find it a little, wasn't there any kind, well, I believe it's the pandemic, and obviously we can't move around a lot because that's the biggest challenge there was. And it was a shutdown. So the only alternative you had was to do anything you were going to do online, pretty much. Okay. So, but then again, did you have any issues settling with the idea that now you were going to do it online? Didn't that present any kind of a challenge for you?
Yeah, actually, that's the number one challenge that I had before because I wasn't tech savvy at all. I don't even know how to copy and paste, those simple things. But I was so glad that our training is video based, that you can go back and forth. There's a lot of training that you can go to, right? And you have a mentor, not only your mentor, but people that you can reach out to, right? The support of this community is actually amazing. You know, people that you don't even know is willing to help you. They're going to actually go, you know, like even if you're not related financially, they are going to have that. And actually, in return, now that's what I'm doing. Um, People are reaching out to me, you know, asking me for help, and I think it's actually a paid forward thing for me.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the word I
yes,
was. You paid for it.
yeah, it's
They
paid
help you
forward.
out. Now you have to pay for it.
Yeah, just my hi Cynthia. That's actually my um, amazing coach in UK.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a growing team actually in UK. So to give to give you one of the examples, own it, you will
Mm,
own it for a lifetime, right? So why will you quit, right?
right.
So Cynthia, actually, I was just gonna give you her as an example. She actually started her business and then didn't do it for 1.5 years, right? Because she is a deputy manager in a care home, and they were in the transition of you know, like paperwork to the computer.
Mm,
She didn't have time on that time, and she said, I don't have time to do the business.
right.
So she stopped actually 1.5 years. Mind, mind you, like, you know, for me it's like, okay, but I didn't
Right.
lose hope. I always, like, you know, occasionally I will you know, like say hi, how are you doing, you know, how's life, you know, as a mom, you know. And then she was telling me the son is getting married, so this doesn't have more time, you know, until that time that something actually changed, shift in her life, right? Like, you know, she saw someone that she knows doing this business and was able to buy a
Right.
house. And that was the biggest thing that she said, why do I have been watching people becoming successful in this business?
Mm,
2 months after she came back, we launched an ad, and the rest is history. Her team is growing so fast, and we actually started the Gathering Grow in UK. Yeah,
wonderful.
Oh, and you're
yeah,
the one guys that started the Gun and Grow in UK.
yeah,
Am I still
yeah.
breaking, guys?
Yes, you are, but your voice is good. It's the image that is breaking. I wonder whether Marisa, you're experiencing the same. Is that how you see Dorothy?
Yeah, I can see a little bit of you
Okay,
know,
so
static.
David, you're gonna take over everything. Let me fix myself. I think I need to change the device then.
I think I have a different view for you. I think you might need to restart your PC or something.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
take over everything, and then let me just change the device and then be back.
Okay. Or come back on an iPad or something.
All right, perfect.
Or, yeah. So yeah. All right, Dorothy. All right. So yeah, Marisa, were there any moments during the development of your business when you felt like giving up? You know, because you were working a traditional job, of course. So your husband is losing income, you're losing income. Then you start a business. How was it for you? Is this something that caught on fast, or was it slow? Or how was it frustrating? So what were the challenges you faced there, and what kept you motivated to keep pushing?
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, what happened is that when I got into the business, I did my training because I was so inspired by all the successful stories, and I have to make this business work
Mm,
because we don't have income, right? So I think one thing that I can say is that I was, how do you call this one? Coachable.
right.
I was coachable. So I just followed everything that my mentor was telling me. He said, make a story, make a video ad, and then we can launch it. And that's what I just did. I just followed. And one thing too that I was laughing now is like I was, like thinking about it. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing in the video. we
And
were
that's the
just
challenge. Yes.
we just watch, we just watch videos, right? Like
Right.
winning ads. We just watch them and just like made our own script,
Right.
right, from our story, and then we did it. And the first video that we launched is the one that my husband liked to launch, because the first one that we did is like he doesn't like how we look, and
Right.
that kind of stuff, right? So I launched that one, but after 1 week it wasn't like the result that I wanted.
Mm.
Is that wasn't there. So I said, I'm gonna launch another one. I'm gonna launch the first video and to replace that other one, right? And that one was a winning ad. And one thing that it caught my attention is videos. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, because like that's what I was thinking before. It has to be the perfect one. And
Mm.
then we launched the one that wasn't perfect, right? Like no,
Mm.
we made a lot of mistakes. We were, you
Right.
know, we don't look good and everything
And
like that.
then
But you know what? That was the one that got people. I know
resonated with.
resonated, and then asking us what are we doing, right? And
Right.
I think we were just lucky, but of course there are some times that your how do you call this one, your mine is like, you know because like some time already, right? Like, especially I came from the employees kind of mindset,
Right.
and then having my own, right, the
Business.
scheduling, right? Like I was not really doing that. I was like, sometimes I will be sitting for a long time without a schedule.
Right.
So that was
Uh,
one of the things that like I said, oh, am I gonna be like this, right? I thought it's gonna give me that freedom, right? And then I realized I have to make my own schedule,
exactly.
and that's what when everything changed. Yeah, and that's what everything changed. Now I have more freedom, right? I can schedule it, because here in this business we don't need a lot of time. We just need those, like here and there, right? If you have somebody asking you, and then you actually can schedule it at your own pace, right, at your own time.
Right.
So yes, and this is what I love now. It's the freedom that I can be at home, doing the things that I'm passionate about, being with my family and traveling traveling whenever we can. Um, Now we travel actually most likely 4 or 5 times a year. Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. Marisa, you know what? You said after entering this business, you came in with the mindset um, to allow your mentor to take you through the journey and make it what it is. You said you came with coachable mindset, following your mentor to the dot. I know people can tell you how to run your business or how to do something, and sometimes or many times we just don't get it, because they might tell you something, but you have a mind of your own as well. But when you allow them as somebody who knows better than you do in this area, if you just allow them do what they know best to do, they'll take you apart, okay? And they're trying to take you through, or they're a path that will give you success, okay? So if you're coachable and you give them that liberty, you're likely to move faster.
Yeah.
You said that you were making you were making ads that didn't catch on, but you said I don't even understand what we're doing. But nevertheless, you said, hey, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. And the first one was bumpy. It was a bumpy ride. Then you threw out something else. It wasn't perfect, but there you are. It gave you some traction, and you're like, hey, I think we got it this time, because this is what people are resonating with. And yet again, you say it wasn't as perfect. So these are the elements that I wanted to note and to bring out board, so people can actually know that you don't have to have it all right, but you just have to start somewhere and fine tune. I continue saying this. I worked at Tesla Motors when I just come to the States for 7 years in manufacturing. I'm in technology, IT, but the very first job that I did was in manufacturing with Tesla. I learned something. The culture there is of continuous improvement. So every day they know and believe that there's a better way to do it. And I think that's why that company is really growing fast, or it was actually growing, because every day they will let people innovate a better way of doing a process or doing something. Okay? If you come up with a better way to do it, they'll celebrate you. You know? And that showed me something. They don't have it all perfect, you know?
Mhm.
But bit by bit, they keep improving until they get to a level where they say, this is perfect. So thank you for sharing that bit of your story as well, and for having it in there that, hey, it doesn't have to be the perfect hustle. It doesn't have to be the perfect business. But if it checks the boxes, you know, you do your due diligence, it's a good business, you're coachable, there's mentorship, and you can be coachable, then I mean, jump on, take action, because it's all about taking action. You don't take action, nothing. Even sitting on the fence doesn't move the needle. So that's another element that I wanted to bring out there. And the true definition of living life on your own terms. It means when you choose to run a business, nobody is gonna expect you to be at work a certain period of time. It's not an 8 to 5. So if you're coming from that kind of employee mindset where you know that this is the time to have your break and that's the time for lunch, and 5 o'clock you clock out. In this kind of environment, nobody's gonna do that for you. So you have to learn early enough that, you know, the responsibility is on you to plan for your business. If you don't do things, things don't move in this world. Okay, it's in entrepreneurship. If you don't work it out fast enough and understand that everything is falling on you, it's a business and you gotta work it. Nobody's coming to save you. You will start it and it will collapse on you. Why? Because nobody's there to give you a timetable to do things. So whoever is watching out there, another thing to know is that in this kind of world, that's how things work. You gotta plan it all out. If it's a side hustle, you gotta know that, okay, after my day job, how many hours can I put into this side hustle to work it? Otherwise, if you don't do anything, it will stay, lying until you come back to it. So thank you very much for that, Dorothy. Is there anything you'd like to point out, add, or subtract, or
Why subtract?
I could have said something that you might want to say, David, no, I think you're going the wrong path.
I think I
So
need
anyway,
to subtract. I
yeah,
don't know if I'm, is it that I'm clear now?
yeah,
You're
it's
okay.
clear.
Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Actually, just because that my my technique, I had some technical issues, so I was up on and off. But I think it's here. It's all about knowing that what's hard is staying broke because you're scared to try. And the other thing is watching others growing while you keep giving yourself excuses. So before you know it, people are growing, but you're still in that same place. Let me call it, look at it like stagnant water, right? It doesn't go anywhere. So thank you so much, Coach, to share that. And then let me see if you had any technical challenges or obstacle, in this development or maintaining your own digital business, because we know Most of us, we were from traditional way, regular jobs. Even if you've ever owned a business, you find out that it's a traditional business where you need to be physically in the place for you to make money. But then when it comes to the digital world, you are leveraging on digital technologies and online platforms. So have you faced any challenges? And if so, how have you overcome them? Like, how did you get to overcome them?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's more of the technical, because I wasn't tech savvy at all. But I was just so thankful too that I have my son with me, my youngest one. He's with us in the business. So at first I was relying on him. Like, how can you show me how to get into this site? That one alone, I don't know how to do it before. Like, having to download videos in my computer and anything like that. And it came to the point that he said, "You know what, mom? You actually have a good friend, in front of you." And I said, "What? What is it?" And I said, "You can find anything in Google." He said, "Just Google it." And he told me, "I learned to play the trumpet by Googling." That's what he said.
Oh,
Yeah, in YouTube. And he told me, "Anything that you want to know, mom, just Google it."
Google it.
And now we have Chat GPT, so it's even better, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the ones that I actually have. Yeah, even like filling up a form, at first, of course, it was a struggle for me, right? But just redoing it, I think it's just practice, right? Yeah, anything
Right.
that we don't know, we need to practice. We need to apply it. We need to do it. So even now, even with my team, if they're already, 3A or something, like, not even a coach, I'm already teaching them how to fill up a form,
Right.
or even how to show you, like, or share in Zoom, or
Mhm.
even, things that we need, right?
Right.
Especially if we become a coach, we don't want to wait on that time that, becoming a coach, that's when you're going to learn everything. So
Yeah.
it has to be learned already through the process. So one thing that I learned also when I was actually joining the 6 ANBN, they said, one of the people who were there said, you know, if you think that right now you don't have any um, results, learn everything that you have to learn, because when you start to have people coming into your business, you want that yourself, you want that you are ready to mentor them.
Right.
So learn, the training by heart, learn in magic, like everything by heart. Because
Mhm.
if you know this, if you know all of this one, then you're not afraid, for people, to onboard people, right?
Mhm.
To mentor people.
Mhm.
It's like, if you're just going to learn when you have somebody coming into your business, then that's too late, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's so much to learn if you really wanted to explore, right? Like, our EWS, right?
Yeah.
Our training, right? There's so much. There's a lot of golden nuggets that you can get there. Even watching our masterminds every Wednesdays, right?
Mhm.
And maybe other platforms that you can learn, to apply to your business.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Actually, when you say that, learn everything with one heart. And I remembered when I started my business, and some of the like clients used to reach out to me. And this is where sometimes I used to first confirm from my coach. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I need help here. But then I realized that the business is mine. The coach and the mentor, they're just there to guide me, support me whenever I need help. But it's my role to understand the business I started. And a lot of people now reach out to me. They're like, Dorothy, you're very confident when you talk about this business. It's because I understood what I'm talking about. So actually, that's very, very important. And thank you for sharing.
So the reason why I'm confident now, all of you, it's because I understand what I'm talking about and I'm proud of the results and I can't wait to mentor you too. We really can't wait. All of us here, David and Coach Marisa, we cannot wait to mentor you because we are confident, we are happy. It's because we know the results out of this business. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
back to you, David.
Thanks, Dorothy. Well said. You really put it out there, for everybody listening um, to pick a leaf, to pick a leaf. So when you start something and you know for a fact that it's not gonna end with you,
Mhm.
okay? If you start something and you know it's not gonna end with you, it's up to you to make sure that you prepare yourself, okay? You prepare yourself to help others, to coach or mentor others. Because if you receive some kind of mentorship, sometimes you gotta know that you're gonna pay it forward somehow. So with or without the results that you think are going to put you in that place where you feel like, oh, okay, it's because I've gained so much, so now I'm confident enough. I think it's up to you to make sure that you learn fast, you learn a lot, so that you're able to share your experience or to share your knowledge with whoever is coming on or whoever you're going to be mentoring. So thank you so much for that. um, I do have a question for you, Marisa. Can you share any valuable lessons or insights you've gained from your experience as an online business owner? I know you are an all-round because you've also done brick and mortar businesses, but from your experience running an online business, what are the valuable lessons that you could share with the audience? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much, David. You know, like I told you already, I'm just a mom, right? I'm just a regular employee, um, not knowing anything. I am not even my presence in social media is not that much too. I just my initial Facebook account is actually made by created by one of my coworkers just to play Scrabble because I we love to play Scrabble, right?
Right,
So you think about it like how how in the world did this like employee like a mom uh you know is doing this digital business, right? So I tell you guys, if you have that if you are a mom, right, and if you are especially like immigrants, right, and you're in a different country, how will you be able to cope up, how will you be able to feed your family if you're not going to how do you call this one, to um, have that resilience to look for something, you know like in our case we lost our jobs
right,
right then in that time, like every most of the companies are closing. There's no way that you can go out and then look for another job at our age,
right,
right? And that time I told you, I tell you, I was so scared going out. Actually, I never go out on that time. So I only good thing, we have our computers, social media that we can actually, like search, right?
right,
And if you have that instinct that something is, like if you are looking at this, the online business, and you think that I'm just so scared to jump into this one because I don't know nothing. Look at us, look at all these people, look at all the stories that you saw, right? What they are they all talking about? That all of us are hesitant, all of us have that, we stand back and ask ourselves, can we even do this business, right? That was a lot of us. That is a lot of us. Like, a lot of us are asking our questions before we jump in. But if you put your trust, right? If you put your trust because you've been asking for God to help you find that right you know, way for you to earn income, you also have to trust yourself, you know, trust the people that are showing to you, you know, um, it's how do you call this one? It's a given already. A lot
Right.
of us are successful. I'm here 5 years. Why will I stay here if it's not working, right?
There you go.
So yeah, so a lot of us, and then for me as well, I saw people earning this much, right? I saw them, changing their lives. You know, a mom quitting their job because they want to stay with their kids. They did it, right? Me, I don't have any, no, me and my husband, we don't have any income at the time, just the government aid,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
We were laid off for 1.5 years. If we just stand and watch, what could have happened to our life at that time, right?
Right.
So we trust the person that we actually the one that I talked to, that she was able to quit her job. It's right there in my eyes. Like I saw her, I watched her on on our social media. That's actually, and I put my heart to this business. I did everything and it worked. And it's going to work for you too, guys. Trust your instinct.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marisa. Wow. Um, it's not easy. It's not easy when you lose a job at that age, of course, when you say that, and moreover, the two of you. So I can imagine the kind of pressure there was on both your lives. And you guys managed to use that as fuel to do something out of a new opportunity. You leveraged digital technology, leveraged the digital systems, and made something out of it. So whoever is watching us, wherever you are, pick a leaf. Okay, it's not too late. So don't think that because you're close to your retirement, it's the end of the world. Okay, there are opportunities out there that can favor you and actually change your life. They're capable of changing life the way you know it, even when you think or thought that it was over and you were going to slow down. There's an opportunity out there that you could benefit from. So from wherever you're watching us, look in the description. There'll be a website. Okay, click on that website. It will take you. Click on the link. It will take you to a website for more information or for a contact to get in touch, so we can share what we know and see if you can make something of it. With that, thank you so much, Marisa. I'd like to take you back to Dorothy to wind up. Dorothy.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Hope to have you next time. But I think our people out there, let's actually start to let's get a plan B before the plan A can, exist. So just make sure that at least you have a plan B
Mhm.
on side, because once your plan A is gone, at least you have a backup. And it was so sad, but that your time you didn't have that plan B yet.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad that sometimes it's never late, right? It's God's timing at the end of the day, and here you are enjoying within 2.5 years. That's when you say that you were able to
I was able to, to retire early because
to
we have
reach.
that option. Yeah.
Wow.
So actually, when I was laid off, after 1.5 years, they called me back to go to work. So I went back, and then I was asking myself, you know, am I going to be here again? Because like my business is taking off already, taking like really high on that time. My people needs me, especially time difference, right? And I
Mhm.
was there at work, and I was thinking, okay, let's see, right? So what I
Wow.
did is to feel it, and then I made my decision after 1 year of going back to work. Not
Mhm.
even 1 year, about 10 months. I decided to put my retirement early, and my early retirement, and then I retired early.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I know a lot of people to go through that phase where you discovered something that works for you, but then I never know what happens. Maybe some cosmic forces that push you into the same position that you're trying to run away from. You get called back, or you go back to do
Are you
that
talking
same
about
old
me?
thing, and it doesn't work. Then no, I'm not talking about you, Pastor. And then after a
Because I
period,
remember that time
did you
too.
pass through the same experience?
I went
Then
through the same
yes,
experience.
and somewhere in between, you're, but it really helps you. It really helps you. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it
true.
really helps you. But a lot of people have gone through that phase. You know, right now as I speak, I've been I've in consulting now for the past 3 years. But even before I went into consulting, I worked a corporate job in information security. We did a wonderful job for many years, maybe 3 years. I was there. It was good. It was a good run. So when I left that job, I was eyeing another job, and then it took long to materialize. But then I was like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? I could actually run my own show, and because I've run businesses before, I've run consulting before, and I've got the skills. Like, why don't I just go back and do what I'm used to? Go back into the hunting ground and look for business and run my show. I was like, why am I still trying so hard to go back to somebody's dinner table? I should lay my own table, and have people join me for dinner. So at some point, I was like, you know what? It's been a month. This is where it ends. Let me go this way. Because it was already in my mind, but I wasn't taking action. So I was like, you know what? This is about that time. Let me do this. So I know that it happens to the best of us. Maybe Dorothy has a story to share, but for me, that was it for me. So when you mentioned that you also were called back, you went and served, but you had people waiting for you, depending on you. You were like, now what do I do with these people? Do I
That's
choose
true.
to move in this direction or go back where I'm coming from? That's not very sure that I'll see another extra 2 years. You say, you know what? Let me move this direction.
Wow.
Yes, so Dorothy, you wanted to say something?
Anyways, before we close, the reason why I was even asking you, are you talking about me? It's because that I remember when my business started like to grow, and I think by that time I started even to make like 5 figures a month just out of my business, not even my regular jobs. And then this is where I used even to talk to my clients, where I need to first run to the bathroom, bosses, you don't need them to see you on a phone, but then this is your own business, you invested in it, and then you're hiding to talk to your clients. Where are you going to make money? I'm like, what's going on? So one day I just sat down, I'm like, wait a second, Dorothy, you are praying for this, and now God brought everything on your table, but it's like you're distancing it. And then I just woke up one morning and I'm like, you know what? I'm firing my employers. I'm sorry. I need to concentrate on my business now. So that's why when you are kind of submitting, I went, are you talking about me? Because I saw myself that was the exactly situation I was in. And thank you so much for sharing. Hope we have you next time. And our viewers out there, if you love to know more about this digital business, a franchise digital business, just go to our bio or description, and then you will actually find a link. Just type in your name and email address. You will find a short information session explaining how this business operates. If it is something for you, just get in touch. The rest will be history. If you really want to retire early, don't wait for those years to retire. Okay. If you want to fire your employer like me, here is we have the key, right? So that is it. Hope we see you next Sunday every 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and 10 p.m. UK. That's Europe time, right? So, all right. Hope to see you next time, and bye-bye for now.
Yes, bye
Bye.
everyone.
Okay.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT. This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't